Hi guys, recently Union government has decided to fence the entire land boundary with Myanmar. It is around 1600 kilometer. The region goes back to the 2021 when there was a coup in the Myanmar and the democratically elected government was ousted by the Myanmarese military. Since then there has been turmoil in the Myanmar. Initially the protest was peaceful, but when the government forces use heavy firepower or they brutally try to suppress the protest, it became violent and it turned into a very and this was the reason that many rebel groups appeared. Now hundreds of small or bigger rebel groups are operating across the Myanmar. The the most important is Three Brotherhood Alliance. It consists of three rebel forces. In recent years, border towns are now being captured by the rebel groups across the border towns are being captured by the rebel groups, and on India border also the area is being captured by the rebel groups. And the same situation is going on in the Chinese border, Thailand border, etc. At the recent times, the Myanmarese military is on back foot. They are losing territory, and there is volatile situation inside the Myanmar. And it is expected that the situation is going to be bad to us. This was the context that Union government decided to fence this border. But after this announcement, the Mizoram government passed a resolution against fencing the entire Indo-Myanmar border, and they have some valid reason for that, because in northeast the boundary was created during the British time. At that point of time, there was little or no consultation with the local population, and it was an arbitrary decision of the British government. That was the reason that people across the border from the both sides share cultural, ethical, tribal relations, and this border created division. So that is the reason that we are going to learn about it. Now we know that fencing wood and the FMR regime, that is free movement regime, in the northeast on the Myanmarese and Indian border, there is free movement regime. It allows for the travel up to 16 kilometer from the both side, and people can travel without visa. There is no requirement for the visa. At the same time, they can stay up to 2 weeks. So this is the important thing that we should know. It was implemented in 2018 as part of India's government policy of Act is Policy. We know that Myanmar is the gateway for India if we want to have better relation with Southeast Asia. So it is gateway for the Southeast Asia as far as Myanmar is concerned. If we talk about what is the advantages of the FMR, if we talk about the advantages of FMR, it fosters people to people contact. It boosts local trades and businesses. As we know that people share common ethnicity, tribal and cultural relation. So it is going to promote people to people contact. It will promote local trade and businesses. People can avail better health and education, because on both sides people can go in each other's territory and avail that services. And it will also strengthen the diplomatic relations, because it will also increase trust between both these countries. What are the reasons for the fencing by Union government? The reason is that India want to contain infiltration. We know that currently more than uh, around a half a million or 6 to 7 lakhs Rohingyas are already illegally staying in the Bangladesh, and there are also reports that 1,20,000 Rohingyas are also staying in India. So there is a concern, genuine concern, that if there is civil war goes on, people will move to India and it will create instability in the border region. And that is the reason that it becomes very much important that uh, the migration of people must be controlled or at least regulated. And if we don't fence our border, it will be very difficult to detect migration, because it's a border, because it's a densely forested area on the borders, and it will be very difficult to do so. There is also concern that there can be smuggling of drugs and weapons. As civil war goes on, it will be very difficult, easy for insurgent groups or other peoples to uh, smuggle drugs and weapons, which can have a negative impact on the stability and security of the northeastern state. The most important is the infiltration by the insurgent groups. If you don't fence our border, if we are not able to manage the borders, there can be infiltration by the insurgent groups. Already we know that there are hundreds of insurgent groups operating in the northeastern state, and situation can be worse if we don't take some proactive action. And it will fencing will also help in better border management, because people have some specific point to enter or exit, and it will easier for the forces to deal with the situation. When we talk about now, we are going to learn some important facts uh, with the help of map. If you see the map here, there are 4 states which are located on the India-Myanmar border. That is Mizoram, Manipur, Nagaland and Arunachal Pradesh. It is important to know that these 4 states are landlocked, means they don't have port, they don't have access to the port. And that is the reason that we travel from the chicken neck, and it becomes very costly it becomes very much costly if you transport goods to the northeastern state, because you don't have ports, and it takes very long time to reach at the destination. The length of the border is 643 kilometers. Now we are going to learn about some important facts about Mizoram. First, before moving to the Mizoram, we will also learn about some important facts about Mizoram Assembly. Mizoram have only one Lok Sabha seat and 40 seats in Legislative Assembly. It is important to know that it is important to know that 39 seats are reserved for the scheduled tribe. Now, if you talk about Mizoram, its capital is Aizawl. Mizoram stands for Land of the Hill People. Initially, it was part of state of Assam. In 1972, it was created as a union territory. In 1987, it became the full state. Turial hydropower project is in the Mizoram on the river Sonai. Around 51% of area, or more than half of the area of the Mizoram has cultivation of bamboo, means bamboo is grown there, and it has highest percentage of forest. If you talk about Forest Survey of India, it is also the land of Blue Mountain is located in the state of Mizoram. Two important festival, Chapparkut or Anthurium festival is celebrated there. Chapparkut is a festival of Chapparkut and Anthurium festival is celebrated there. Anthurium festival is Anthurium is a flower. So these are the important facts regarding state of Mizoram. Thank you.